Hey everyone, welcome to Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast. This podcast is all about farmers markets, how to increase your market business success while providing people with fresh food. Farmers markets are essential. Whether you're a farmers market manager or a small farmer or food maker selling at farmers markets, you have found just the right podcast. Earlier this month, we hosted hundreds of farmers market managers and participants at our 7th annual Intense the Farmers Market Conference. Farmers market folk flew in from all over the U.S. and Canada, and even more tuned in virtually for 3 days of learning and growing with people who understand that hashtag, Our Job is Weird. It was inspiring, enlightening, and a whole lot of fun. It's no secret that being a farmers market manager draws on an eclectic set of skills, and we were curious to find out what talents our attendees wield in their day-to-day. So over the course of the conference, we invited our attendees to share their farmers market superpower. Are you a logistics mastermind or an expert vendor-wrangler or a community partnership genius? We asked and we found out, and on this week's episode of Tent Talk, we're sharing those answers. Many thanks to those who contributed to this episode, and many thanks to our sponsors, including USDA, Square, Wurks, Farmers Market Coalition, the Food Corridor, American Farmland Trust, and more, who made this year's conference possible.
So, my name is Sarah Johnson. I live in Ishpeming, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula, and I'm the market manager for the downtown Marquette Farmers Market, right along the shores of beautiful Lake Superior.
And what's your market superpower?
My market superpower is I am a systems badass. I am a part-time market manager, which is incredibly challenging. So I spend a lot of time creating very efficient, transparent, easily accessible systems. I use a market software. I work with my finance director to do things like direct deposit payments for food assistance reimbursements, things like that. Anything that I can do to make my life easier, to make the vendors' lives easier, to make my team's life easier, I'm going to do it. And that results in people being really happy and appreciative for my overthinking, analytical organization incredibleness that makes for a good experience for everybody.
My name is Javier Zavaleta. I run the West Broad Farmers Market in Athens, Georgia, and I just started that one. In the past 7 years, I've been running the Highland Park Farmers Market in Highland Park, New Jersey, and I'm still involved remotely, helping them move on and transition.
And what's your market superpower?
My market superpower is, I think one thing that's pretty super is I always have a lot of community contests, and I MC those contests. Yeah.
Okay, what type of contest?
Yeah, so it depends. So we mark it up. So when we make our calendar at the beginning of the year, we look at a couple items that are in season, and we make sure that there are things that we can easily hold outside. So we're not going to be having a chili cook-off anytime soon because it requires a lot of cords and cables that are going to have to be plugged in, and a lot of things that have to be kept at temperature in order to serve them safely. But we'll have things like a berry pie contest, and we'll call it the Highland Park berry pie contest. We'll call it the Athens baked cookie contest, and it's a fun niche thing that people can get involved in. Get involved at the farmers market, give like another reason to show up, and create the illusion of community if it doesn't yet exist. Because these people end up being the same people that show up, and then they start to notice, like, I'm developing a friendly rivalry with the Henderson family over there. Like, they're always like second or third. Yeah.
So what does emceeing require?
For me, I'm going to make myself sound pretty full of myself. I don't know. I just do it fairly well, and I don't have any training on it or haven't really done anything particular for it, but I think, I don't know, if I was to maybe just off the top of my head, I'm always keeping a mental track of like where our time is and like where we're going, and I make sure to always fill up the air with my musings, my thoughts, my reactions, my content, because everyone wants just constant content all the time. If you leave dead airspace, people will get disinterested and they'll continue shopping and they'll move along their day. And I also do a good job of making sure that, so like in my contests, it's not blind. We don't have blind contestants where they come in and they have their food like not marked. They don't know what it is. I make sure that they write out like a little description, and I try to get them up into the mic and say, tell us about yourself. Tell us why you think your cookie is the best cookie in all of Athens and all of Highland Park. And tell us why you think you'll win. And they usually provide a lot to react to off of that. But yeah, it's a low-cost idea. What we do for the prizes is not a cash amount. We actually get a tote, and we fill it with one item from every vendor in that market that's participating that day. And each contest takes a bit of organizing power, but in terms of material costs, it's a less than $200 idea. And if you're sourcing, and the sales pitch that you make to your vendors is like, give me a promotional item. Give me an item that maybe doesn't get enough love, or maybe something that someone would find and say like, I did not know that they had the best hibiscus jelly, and I would have never bought hibiscus jelly on my own volition had I not gotten it in this bag.
All right. I like to go by one name, Sina, but since Justina's asked me, it is Sina Plagencool. So I work for the Minnesota Farmers Market Association, and I am the communications director.
And what's your market superpower?
So there are 362 and more coming farmers markets in the state of Minnesota. And our markets are powerful because we are rural, we are urban, we are small, we are large. But I feel like our superpower is that even though we are so diverse, small ag in Minnesota is on the come up, right? Big ag, soy, corn, and big cow has taken over this space for so long, but we're about to put a lot of attention on small ag. So we're going up to people who are in the scene, and we're letting them know that they need to count on us for local food, feeding our community, healthy, nutritious food. And that's our superpower. We're just us.
So my name is Sage Fairman. I grew up in Santa Cruz, California, but I currently live in Portland, Oregon, and I manage the Forest Grove and Cornelius Farmers Markets, which are based just a little bit west of Portland, Oregon. And the nonprofit that manages these markets is called Adelante Mujeres, which means Women Rise Up in Spanish, and we really focus on empowering Latina women and their families to be leaders in the community. And so my market superpower, I wanted to focus on one specific event that we host that celebrates cross-cultural exchange and really highlighting the cultural resilience and excitement from our community, particularly the Latina community. And we host a Day of the Dead event for our last farmers market. We're a seasonal farmers market, so May through October. And the Day of the Dead event is something that we collaborate with across our whole organization at Adelante and with our vendors. So we purchase champurrado, which is a specialty like hot corn-based drink from our vendors, and they give that out for free to the community. And that's a really great experience for the Latina community to have that hot drink, and also a great educational and learning experience for folks who don't know what it is and get to try it. We also set up altars and work with community partners who set up altars representing different members of their community that they serve to. And this event just really celebrates the culture and diversity in our market goers. And we also have Aztec dance, live music, and different poetry contests. So that's really the superpower, is bringing the community together through these special events.
My name is Kat Fields-White. I'm with San Diego Markets, as well as Farmers Market Pros. I would say my superpower is curating and making sure that our markets stay balanced. I think that market shoppers want choice. That's what brings them to us, just like it takes them to all the other opportunities they have to shop in the world. So we need to match that. And then at the same time, we want to find the balance between having them have choices and having each farmer and vendor be successful. So we can't overload a certain category. And then I guess my other superpower is that I really love to teach new young entrepreneurs to get started. So if I'm missing something in my curating and balancing our market, I'll work real hard at going out and finding somebody who's starting in that area and teaching them to be a vendor and really make a business out of it. So far, I've only failed at generating a mustard vendor. So if you're out there, come see us in San Diego.
I am Sarah Dillon Jensen, and I own yourmarketmaven.com. I manage 3 farmers markets in Snohomish County, Washington: the Snohomish Farmers Market, the Lake Stevens Farmers Market, and the Stanwood Farmers Market. I would say that my market superpower is, 1, managing 3 markets and staying sane. The other is social media and storytelling about our markets.
How do you do that?
Well, I'm a very type A personality, so the organization behind 3 markets, streamlining systems, using systems that work across all 3, and creating connections that can kind of branch all 3 of those markets and any future markets that we might do. And social media, just using tips and tricks and shortcuts, and kind of utilizing Canva and all those resources that are out there that can really like batch create and bulk create things, and changing a few colors here and there and like streaming them across all 3 markets.
Hi, I'm Mark Larson, manager of the Hillcrest Farmers Market. Our market superpower is empathy and sympathy. What we try to do with our vendors from the moment we meet them and hire them till throughout our market journey together, and then, well, many of them don't end. Many of our vendors we've had for 25 years plus, but some go for a variety of reasons. But when we work with them, we always try to understand why they do what they do, why they're late, why they play music too loud or bring their dog or do the good things and bad things they do. And so we'll talk to them and say, okay, the Doberman isn't working out at the market because it makes people nervous and it's against the rules, health department, et cetera. So we just try to really understand their point of view, but explain the market's point of view and why that may or may not be a fit and why we're taking the action we do. And we always, when in doubt, we always remember what is in the best interest of the market, and that guides our actions.
I am Francesca Jones from Crescent City Farmers Market, run by Market Umbrella in New Orleans, Louisiana. And my farmers market superpower is our location and culture, acting as a food hub for agricultural vendors outside of the city and also small businesses in the city, and getting to shorten the supply chain for those agricultural vendors and contribute to the great food that New Orleans is known for.
I'm Priscilla Nzesi. I'm part of the Contra Costa Certified Farmers Market organization, and we serve Orinda and Walnut Creek in Northern California. And my market superpower is connecting with kids. We run a game called Find the Carrot or Find the Broccoli every market day, where kids run around and find like this massive plush broccoli or carrot, and they basically like bring their parents to go and do this every single week. And so it's really great to do that. And occasionally we'll do scavenger hunts and field trips, and it's really great to get kids plugged into the market.
My name's Christy Campley. I'm from Growing Roots in Chester County, Pennsylvania. I think that my market has a lot of superpowers between our vendors and staff, but I think one of my personal superpowers is just knowledge of food. I love to cook. I'm not a chef by any means. I'm not even a good cook, but I love to cook. And I have a background in restaurants, so I learned a lot about like some obscure vegetables that you might find at the farmer's market, and how to prepare them, and how delicious they are, even though you might not know it by looking at them. So I'm able to kind of offer that advice or recipes or cooking methods for specific foods at the market. I'm also obviously a market shopper, so I'm able to kind of translate that to our customers and shoppers and help make a sale of maybe vegetables that folks aren't as familiar with. So it's really fun to talk about food and recipes and how much joy certain foods or vegetables might bring you. And I think it helps the shoppers kind of relate more to what's for sale at the market and what the farmers are growing.
Hi, this is Robin Guy. I'm with the Hillcrest Farmers Market in San Diego. And I think my personal superpowers are organization and communication. And as the person who answers 99% of all the emails and is there alone for the first hour and a half of setup, both are equally important. Even when I have timely email responses, for sure. And even when I have to answer an email with a little scold, I really do try to do it succinctly and with some compassion. But I got to get my point across. And as far as organization, it's just a natural skill of mine, and I enjoy using it. Thanks.
All right. My name is Brett Keller. I run the San Marcos Farmers Market and the Carlsbad Farmers Market. Actually, the Carlsbad Farmers Market is running today. So I got some staff right now that's running it. My superpower, I think the biggest thing is that I bring an element of calmness to the market for the vendors. And they seem to appreciate that I'm not yelling at them and telling them to move out of the market or whatever. But I just bring a lot of direction and peace into the market for the vendors. So that's my superpower.
This is Bridget Myers from San Diego Markets, and we have 3 weekly markets here in San Diego. My market superpower is definitely connecting to the community and remembering our customers' names and faces, what they're there to shop for, and letting them know what's new based on what I know they like. I think it's important at farmers markets to really get to know your customers. That's the whole point, and why we don't stock things on grocery shelves and leave. We get to be face-to-face with our customers, and it's the part of my job that I love the most.
Hello, my name is Natalie Labajoff, and I am the operations manager for 5 farmers markets. So we have Playa Vista and Westwood and West Hollywood, Costa Mesa and Newport Beach. And I think my market superpower is building a team. I'm really proud of the team that I've built so far, or have been able to build so far. I have a very supportive team with me and above me that's allowed me to build up a team, train them, and get everyone excited to be there every day and give their all and include vendors and engage with the customers and be present. And I'm so proud of that. And I think that that's now our whole superpower is our team together, gets to lean on each other and pump each other up each day.
Hi, my name is Kara Mae Woolidge. I'm the director of the Napa Farmers Market. And my market superpower is a love of organization. I think that the highest compliment that myself and my operations manager, Mimi Adams, gets is our attention to detail, and we put a lot of time and effort into ensuring that we communicate with vendors regularly every week. We do a new map to send out every week. We have staff and volunteers waiting to lead vendors in the morning to help them get set up. And, one of the highest compliments that we got in our vendor survey this last year was that the vendors appreciate that we have rules and we stick to them. And I think it's hard because that's probably part of the least favorite aspect of our job is feeling like we're the principal, in terms of enforcing rules and regulations. But it shows other vendors that we are holding everyone accountable for the folks that do follow the rules and cross their T's and dot their I's. And it shows that, we really care and we're holding a high standard for everyone.
Yvette Lippert from the Downtown Association of Yakima. I'm the Downtown Yakima Farmers Market Manager. And my superpower is being able to talk and work with different personalities.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, at a farmer's market, there's definitely different personalities that don't always get along, and figuring out who gets along with who for vendor placement, but also as a customer base. It makes it a lot easier to run a farmer's market when you know how to handle each personality.
My name is Karina Smith, and I'm with the Columbia Farmers Market in Columbia, Missouri. And my farmers market superpower is our people. It is our customers and our vendors that show up week after week and support each other and the community that we have built there.
My name's Evelyn Trefon, and I live in New Halen, Alaska, which is in southwest Alaska off of Lake Iliamna. I operate a weekly produce market where I purchase fruits and veggies from Anchorage and have it flown out to our village, which is about 350 people between the two, Iliamna and New Halen, between the two villages. And then I just set up tables and put out the cases and sell them. My market superpower, I guess, is that I'm a one-woman show. So I do the Facebook posts, the marketing, the purchasing, the paying, the everything. So I guess that would be it.
Larry McClements, MCCLEMENTS. And so my farmer's market superpower, this is kind of silly, but it's what I'm known for is our live videos. And this is something I started as a customer. And I was frustrated looking at two of our farmers markets locally, how there was just, where's the community? Where's the support? Where are the customers? And I said, why aren't you guys promoting this more? So I administered a food group at that time. So I would go into our food group, and it was, 15,000 people. And I would start a live video, and I would say, I'm here at the farmer's market. Where are all my foodie people? So when I took over managing one of our markets, and I now manage two, I manage our Old Town New Hall farmer's market, and I manage our Canyon Country farmer's market. I continued that tradition almost since day one. And essentially at the start of every market, we go live. It is not me you're seeing. It is the persona. And I'm very high energy, very excited, and I do take a tour of the market. In the last 30 minutes, I interact with vendors, customers. We talk about what's good, what's exciting. We talk about nothing. Sometimes things that have nothing to do with the market. But it's what I'm known for. And to say this works is an understatement. I'm approached. I can't leave the house without people approaching me. People wanting to take pictures with me. I've never been asked for an autograph, but I've had people say, I've got to get a picture with you. And people from out of town who've had relatives come who have watched me. It's quite frankly ridiculous, but it is what I'm known for. It is my farmer's market superpower.
Hi, my name is Casey McAuliffe. I am the executive director of Galveston's own farmer's market down in Galveston, Texas. And my personal farmer's market superpower, over the past 10 years, I've realized I'm really good at asking people to do things and making them happy to do it. I feel proud of it. And I would say our farmer's market, everyone at our market feels like they own the market, and that hasn't changed since we've grown from being a couple of yokels in a dusty parking lot to where we are now, and that feels really good.
I'm Miranda Williams with the Travelers Rest Farmers Market in South Carolina. I would say my farmers market superpower is being able to be community to the vendors. Sort of a funny way, because our market overall provides community. But these people are entrepreneurs, so a lot of times they're working in a vacuum and they're really alone. So getting to be their support system has been my favorite thing, and I think something that we do really well. Especially during COVID, we really got to kind of handhold and counsel people through some really hard things. We lost a few vendors to COVID. People have lost families and family members, or just business struggles, and just being able to be that person they reach out to is my favorite thing about my job, and getting to be in their corner when a lot of times that's a really lonely place for them. But getting to see the fruit of that is then they give community to the rest of our city and town as well. So it's the best. We get to do this. It's a privilege.
This week's episode was made possible by the sponsors for Intense, the Farmers Market Conference, including USDA, Square, Wurks, Farmers Market Coalition, the Food Corridor, American Farmland Trust, and more. Farmers markets are all about connection, and all of us, operators, farmers, and vendors, keep learning. Connect with people just like you from various parts of the country and share what's happening in your area in the terrific conversations over in our private Facebook group, the Farmers Market Pros Community. If you're actively involved in a farmers market, please find us there, answer the 3 qualifying questions, and join the group. You can also message us on Instagram at Farmers Market Pros or email us at connect@farmersmarketpros.com. If you're looking for further education, check out our online course offerings at farmersmarketpros.com. Thanks for listening to Tent Talk. Please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you access your podcasts, and tell us and others how you're enjoying Tent Talk. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss the next episode. Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast, is proudly produced by Farmers Market Pros, where passion meets profit. Today's episode was recorded and edited by Justine Marzoni-Mead. Original music by David Mead. Thank you so much for listening today, and we'll have another great episode next week, so tune in.